How do you do? Here we go. So this is what we'll do as a muscle recovery for the last week. I'll see if we can kind of do something similar to this, if not this same thing. So just give me feedback on how easy it is. If it's something that's pretty easy, then I'll see if I can make something that has elements of challenge to it. And I think this will have an element of challenge. I don't believe we'll be able to, because I can't do some of it with the efficiency that's required. As you'll see, at least one or two things are difficult. But at any rate, so muscle mobility. So we're going to have a standing home pose, which is kind of like a crouching tiger position, if we'll call it that. Hopefully at one point or some point I want to be able to kind of flow through each of these movements, and maybe that'll be the progression. But anyway, enough of the chatter. So what we'll do is we'll hold one position that we get into, launching from this tiger position, let me just say that, and we'll hold each movement for 10 seconds, and we'll do that same movement 10 times. So 10 seconds, 10 times for every movement that we go through on either side of the body. And just count your own 10 seconds or whatnot. And if you finish early, that's fine. If you count faster or slower, that's fine as well. We'll also have a travel, which is going to include the same thing. It'll be a lunge, lean pose type of challenge once we get to that. Okay, so here's how we're going to start with a little upper body mobility, and my little crouching tiger position will look like this. It's going to be from a hover position. So I'm going to hover the whole time. My knees aren't touching. We do have a point where the knees will touch. So from here, I'm going to always try to sit back into my hips. So I come out like so. I'm going to rock myself forward. This is where my knees touch. I'm going to slide one arm out to the side, look over the other side, and have 10 seconds here, come back, return up from this position, this little crouching position, then come back down, same side, 10-second hold, come back up, same way, crouching back, 10-second hold. So I'm not too worried about getting here and getting here. It's just a reset position so that we can turn to start the next rep. So I'll get 10 seconds hold on each side. So once I've done that on that side, I'm still rocking, doing the same thing, and I'm coming to this side. And there is something I forgot. I wanted to add a little bit of upper body to it. So we're gonna extend the opposite leg back from the opposite arm. I didn't do that on the first movement, but here's what it looks like. So I'm starting from my hover, rock back into a crouch position if I can, just push my hips back, rocking forward, go ahead and land on your knees, left arm extension, right leg extension, and then I'm coming to this point where I got this left pec and deltoid or shoulder in position for that stretch. And then I'll return back up like so, crouch back, crouch up, extend it out, roll and lean, bring it back in together, just like so. So yeah, I'm gonna have the opposite leg go back each time with that movement. Okay, so that's the first exercise routine. So I'm always back here. So I've done 10 that side, 10 on that side. And so now I'm here, and my transition period or move will be, I'm gonna rock back into that crouching position, bring myself forward again to this hover, and I'm gonna take a giant step up into this dragon style lunge. So I'm here, my back leg is straight, my palms are kind of staying behind my knee. So I went from here, launching back to that sit, just kind of flaring those hips out, try to keep your palms down, and I'm gonna rock forward with a long step. And if I have to adjust, that's fine, but I want this deep lunge or deep dragon style of a stretch. Then I'm gonna step back into that crouching position again, like so, sitting back, same way. The further I can keep my hands back, the more I get a little bit of this hamstring to get recruited in this stretch. Holding that position, bring it back, and I'm always returning back to that crouching position. So same thing. So once I get out here to this spot, my back leg is straight. I have just 10 seconds holding that there. Reset to this crouching position, and same thing. Giant step out right here, lock that in, just hold that 10 seconds. My extension of the back leg is what I'm looking at. Locking that back leg out, automatically get the adductors on this leg and the hamstring on this leg as well. All right, so there you go. 10 on that side as well. So now return back to my crouching position here. So here's gonna be a tough move. We're gonna double up this move here. So I'm back in this hover. I'm hovering in this position. I'm not rocking back yet to that seated splay or whatnot. So what I'm gonna do is this, is kick one leg underneath, and sake of the camera, my right leg comes under. So I rotate, my right leg comes under. So I'm here, so I'm just making sure I protect my shoulder by keeping it back and locked in, and not it's not going forward. So I want to rotate it back so my shoulder is engaged in the shoulder blade and the capsule here. Go ahead and sit down once you get to that position, and I want you to see if you can stretch it. I can't get there. So what I'll do is this. You see my leg? Yeah, you can. So what I'll do is this, with the reaching hand, I can touch my shoe, but I want a little more. So what I'm gonna do is reach around and grab this back leg and then reach forward with this hand. I have 10 seconds here. Return back, this little kickstand pose position. Come up, this overhead reach, like so, with a 3-point tabletop position, reaching over, and then return all the way back to yes, that crouching position, that crouching tiger. Rocking forward, I'm gonna kick that leg back through again, so it comes through. Sit down, wrap, reach. 10 seconds here. Hand comes back, reach up and over. 10 seconds. Just hold that reach, trying to get obliques, front of the shoulders, hip flexors ever so slightly, and lower back. And then I'm gonna rotate right back under again to that crouch, so my knees won't touch. I wanna keep this hover. That's a part of my muscle movement for muscle mobility here, is keeping my joints mobile and stabilizing the whole time with this little hover position. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna rotate my knees to one direction, kick through like so, and then go ahead and sit down, wrap that hand, reach. And I have 10 like that on each side. And hovering through, and then I'll just rotate to the other side. Same way. Wrap, reach, replace, press and reach over. Come back to the same hover position. All right, so from here, our next drill, or our last drill, will be kind of what I'll call a fire log. So from this hover position, how can we get there? Okay, so from here, I'll do that same rotation. I'll rotate to the right underneath, have a seat. If I can cross this back leg over, cross my left leg over my right leg, like so. I'm in this position. I want to see if I can reach forward or use my back hand to push myself over my hips and my thighs, like so. So I'm in this stacked fire log position. I guess that's what you can call it. So this is the struggle that becomes real. I want to be able to get that knee down so that side of my leg touches my shoe here. Not gonna happen today. All right, so come back and I return back to my position. So here's how that looks again. So I'm in this hover position. I'm gonna rotate underneath. I'm already sitting, this foot is halfway there. I'm just gonna bring it up and over. Let it stack on top, not worried about where it goes. I just want this lean so I get kind of this double pigeon in both hips. So I get the glutes on both sides. Rock myself up as much as I can to get in that position, then rotate back under, and I'm right back here at the start again. So I can hover and I can pivot from that home position to get anywhere in these stretches for mobility. So I have a 10-second position in here. Come out of that, revert back to that hover, and then I'll switch sides. So I sit on that hip, top leg comes over, push myself up and over, grab onto that shoe if you want, pull it up closer to you, get a little more reaction to that, and then pivot back out of it again. You're in that hover, home position, or crouching tiger. That's what we'll label it. Okay, so those are the movement patterns for mobility for this round. A little bit of upper body, a lot of bit of lower body, and then I travel. And our travel is going to be this, using the drive entrance distance from the school curb to the entrance curb. What we're going to do is a forward dragon, reach over extension, back extension, or a lunge with the back extension. So as I'm at the school, I'm traveling forward, and I'm going to use the same leg all the way down. So I take a giant step forward. I'm going to look forward, and I'm going to reach up and back. But I don't want you to look up here unless you can and keep your balance. If you do that and keep balance, that's fine. Intention here is that hip flexor of the back leg. So 5 seconds here. Bring my hands back behind me, pushing down, lower back, looking up or leaning back. 5 seconds there. Step up forward. So now I'm progressing forward very slowly. So my next move is going to be, that was 12, now we're going 3. So I step out to the side. This same leg is doing the stepping, and I'm going to lean towards my straight leg now. So I'm wrapping under, reaching over here. So I want to kind of sit into that hip. 10 seconds. Come up out of that, progress. Same leg is doing all the stepping. That right leg. So I'm going forward, leaning back, either reaching up or pushing back. Either one of those positions for 10 seconds. Stepping up forwards and stepping back to the side again. Lean away from the stepping leg. And we're only holding that 10 seconds. Going all the way down, right leg. Doing all the clock movements, 12 and 3. Once you get to the end, switch, IV, IV, IV. You come back up and we'll see if round 2 is going to be in a position for to meeting time. If you're able to do round 2, and you should be able to, because if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like that, then yeah, you'll be able to get it. But go ahead and melt into these poses. The intention is, of course, to get more mobile, more flexibility. So give yourself a good 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, blah, blah, blah. Kind of count so that you can kind of sink into these poses and get your joints to lubricate with the direction of mobility. All right, let me know how that goes in time. All right, peace, appreciate it.